Across the world, millions of students believe they must wait 4 years before they are allowed to earn real money. 4 years of delay, 4 years of dependence, 4 years of quietly telling themselves, later, I will begin later. Yet in that same span of time, a single tree can grow tall enough to bear fruit. A coral reef can expand by inches that change an entire coastline. A river can carve stone. The tragedy is not that students lack opportunity, it is that they cannot see it. $2,000 is not a mountain, it is a misunderstanding. And today, I would like to gently correct it. You see, most advice given to young people sounds practical, but it hides a quiet assumption. It assumes you are incomplete. It assumes your value is locked behind a diploma. It suggests that income must wait politely until a ceremony declares you ready. But nature does not work this way. A young bird does not wait until it earns a certificate in flight before it searches for food. A sapling does not postpone reaching toward the sun until it feels worthy. Life grows while it is still becoming. And so do you. If you are watching this, perhaps you are in school. Perhaps you feel the weight of assignments, the low hum of financial pressure, the subtle embarrassment of checking your bank balance. Perhaps you tell yourself, once I graduate, I will finally breathe. Let me offer you something different. You do not need permission to begin earning. You need perception. In the next few minutes, I will show you something simple, something almost embarrassingly obvious once you see it. You will discover that $2,000 is not a miracle. It is a pattern. It is stored help. It is a small forest built one seed at a time. And the seeds are already in your hands. Let me tell you a story. Beneath the ocean's surface, coral appears delicate. If you brush against it, it may crumble. And yet, over time, tiny coral organisms, each no larger than a fingernail, construct vast reefs. Entire cities of life depend upon these fragile architects. No single coral polyp is impressive, but together they are extraordinary. As a student, you may feel like that single polyp, small, insignificant, still forming. You attend lectures, you take notes, you sit in rooms where knowledge is poured over you like rain. You assume you are merely absorbing. But you are not merely absorbing. You're accumulating fragments. Every note you write, every concept you grasp, every confusion you overcome, these are particles. And when arranged with intention, they become value. What fragments are you collecting right now that you dismiss as small? Pause with me for a moment. Think about the last week of your studies. Was there a subject that many students struggled with? Was there an assignment that caused whispers of frustration? Was there software that confused half the class? There is your reef beginning to form. Money, you see, is simply stored usefulness. It is the world's way of saying, thank you for solving something that mattered. $2,000 equals a certain amount of solved friction. That is all. And when you understand this, something changes inside you. Let me take you somewhere warmer now. On the African savanna, water is life. It does not sit in obvious pools. It hides. It sinks into soil. It disappears beneath cracked earth. Yet animals survive because they learn to recognize signs. Greener grass, tracks in the dust, a slight coolness in the wind. The water hole is not invisible. It is subtle. Money during school is much the same. It does not sit on a sign that reads opportunity here. It hides in complaints, in inefficiencies, in quiet needs. Listen carefully to your environment for just 3 days. Truly listen. You will hear things like, I don't understand this chapter. I wish someone would summarize this. I hate formatting my resume. Setting up this software is impossible. I don't have time to organize my notes. Do you see it? These are not complaints. They are coordinates. Each frustration is a greener patch of grass. Now ask yourself gently, can I reduce this frustration? You do not need to be the best in your class. You need to be slightly clearer than someone who is confused, and that is often enough. Let us make this very practical. Suppose you are reasonably good at organizing notes. Nothing extraordinary. You simply enjoy structure. In a class of 150 students, imagine that 40 of them struggle to review material before exams. If you created a clean, well-designed study guide and offered it for $20, how many students would need to buy it for you to earn $2,000? 100. That sounds large at first, but consider this. You may interact with hundreds of students over multiple classes. You may sell across semesters. You may update and reuse. And suddenly the mountain becomes arithmetic. 20 people paying $100, 10 people paying $200, 5 projects at $400. $2,000 is not a singular event, it is combinations. This is where many students become discouraged. They imagine money as a single dramatic opportunity, a scholarship, a job offer, a breakthrough. But nature teaches us something quieter. Growth is cumulative. You do not need one massive tree, you need many seeds. There's another misunderstanding I must gently address. Many students say to me, "I don't have time." Let us examine this together, kindly and honestly. There are 168 hours in a week. If you sleep 8 hours each night, that is 56 hours. If you attend classes and study for 35 hours, that is 91 hours accounted for. You still have 77 hours remaining. Now, life occupies some of that, eating, walking, speaking with friends. But how many of those hours quietly dissolve into scrolling, into drifting, into what feels like rest but leaves you oddly tired? If you redirected just 1 hour per day, just one, into building a small service, learning a simple skill, or packaging something useful, you would accumulate 30 focused hours in a month. 30 focused hours can build something meaningful. Perhaps you learned basic video editing and offer to edit short clips for small content creators at $100 per project. 20 projects over time equals $2,000. Perhaps you design resumes for graduating students at $150 each. 14 clients brings you near your goal. Perhaps you organize group tutoring sessions for a difficult subject, charging $25 per person. Hosting sessions of 10 students, 8 sessions over weeks create your number. Notice how none of these require genius. They require attention and courage to begin before you feel ready. Now, let us speak of identity. This is the deeper layer. If you see yourself as just a student, you will unconsciously limit your actions. You will wait. You will seek approval. You will hesitate to charge. But if you see yourself as a contributor, a builder, even while learning, something shifts. In nature, the youngest creatures contribute early. A young wolf participates in the hunt before it feels powerful. A sapling does not postpone reaching toward the sun until it feels worthy. Life grows while it is still becoming, and so do you. Ask yourself now, who am I becoming during these years? Are you becoming someone who waits for instruction, or someone who observes, adapts, and offers? This is not about hustle, it is about posture. Money flows toward those who reduce friction, and friction is everywhere. I would like you to try something small. For the next 3 days, carry a notebook or use the one already in your pocket, your phone, and write down every repeated frustration you hear. Not dramatic problems, small ones. Printing here is annoying. Booking study rooms is confusing. I hate formatting my citations. I wish someone would explain this simply. At the end of 3 days, review your list. Choose one frustration you can realistically reduce. Not eliminate forever, just reduce. Then reach out to 20 people. Offer your help clearly and simply. Price it modestly. Do not apologize for charging. Remember, you are storing help. Maybe only 3 respond. That is not failure. That is data. Refine, improve, offer again. Small markets beat big dreams. You do not need thousands of followers. You need a handful of people with a shared inconvenience. $2,000 is 20 solved frustrations at $100 each. 20. You likely know more than 20 people. Let me return to something tender. There is often shame around money in school, the quiet comparison, the subtle panic, the belief that asking to be paid makes you greedy. But consider this. When a bee gathers nectar, it does not apologize. It transforms sweetness into honey. In doing so, it pollinates entire fields. Value exchanged benefits both sides. When you solve someone's problem, you are not extracting, you are contributing.
This shift from scarcity to contribution is life-altering, because once you earn your first few $100s independently, something changes in your posture. You walk differently. You think differently. You begin to ask not who will hire me, but what can I improve? And that question is powerful. Let me imagine your future self for a moment. You graduate, you have your degree, but more importantly, you have built small systems, you have testimonials, you have confidence in your ability to generate income. Which version of you feels more prepared? The one who waited or the one who practiced? $2,000 during school is not about the number, it's about evidence. Evidence that you can create, evidence that you are not dependent on permission, evidence that opportunity is a skill, and skills compound. Now, I will not pretend this is effortless. You may feel fear.
You may worry about rejection. You may question whether your skill is good enough. But remember the coral. It builds slowly, quietly, persistently. You do not need perfection. You need iteration. Begin small. Offer clearly. Improve gently. And repeat. Let us bring this to a close softly. You are not behind. You are not incapable. You are not waiting for life to begin. You are in the middle of becoming. $2,000 is not a fantasy reserved for entrepreneurs or geniuses. It is the natural outcome of paying attention to friction and offering relief. You are not poor. You are early. You are not unqualified. You are unfinished. You are not powerless. You are unpracticed. Practice. Observe. Offer. Adapt. If something within you stirred today, if you felt a small shift from waiting to seeing, tell me in the comments what frustration you've noticed around you. Speak it aloud. Name it. And if you wish to continue learning how to see opportunity where others see obstacles, then join me here again, because the world rewards those who learn to notice patterns, and you, quietly and steadily, are learning to notice.